One of these days I'm going to do a video on how to do wheelies right after I learn how to do wheelies. But for today I'm going to head up to the Hawes Trail System, and there's one little rock roll that really throws people for a loop sometimes. I'm going to take some time, do a little tutorial, and then maybe I'll get around to the wheelie video later. But if you happen to see some old guy doing wheelies up La Sendas, say hi. It's probably me. Okay, so here's one of the, here's a techie section that I covered in a previous video. All flying as you go straight. Today we're going to head down the trail just a little bit further. And there's another section that trips people up. And I think when you break it down, it really won't seem too bad. But I remember when I started riding a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I do remember walking this section. Okay, so here we go. Coming into it, we'll go really slow this time. Easy peasy. All right, let's break that down a little bit. This feature is going to be your classic short rock roll. And there's just a couple things you need to remember when you're rolling over this type of section. First of all is your approach. Now this approach has a little bit of a rough entry, so the thing to remember here is the slower you go, the more likely your wheel is going to get knocked off track. And so actually speed is your friend here. As you approach this, you want to get enough speed so that if you have any small bumps or things in your way, that your wheel's just going to roll right over those. The second thing is going to be your position. Now you can see here that I'm about as far back on the bike as I can possibly be. If you notice, you can see my seat right there, and everything on me is behind that seat. So the weight is over the back wheel. The third thing is making sure you're looking where you want to go, not where the obstacles are. This is a pretty common mistake for newer riders, is that they look at the obstacle they're trying to avoid, which inevitably leads to them running right into the obstacle. Keep your eyes focused on where you want to go. And finally, remember to stay off the front brake. Back brake is fine. It'll help you to keep control, slow your speed. But if you hit that front brake too hard, especially in loose, gravelly sections, you're going to lose your front wheel, and that's a recipe to go over the front bar. All right, so those are the tips. Let's take a look at it. The run up to it is just a little bumpy, but I think this is where people get kind of freaked out right about here. You're thinking, at this point, I'm gonna go over my bars, right? And it's pretty, you're tilted pretty good. You could go over. It's a little bit light, but I'm gonna show that you can really go pretty slow on this without too much risk of anything. Okay, so this is pretty much the only place you don't want to stop. Right there. If your shock compresses right there, that could kick you over a little bit. So you'll notice even when I slow roll, there's one spot that I go fast right through there. So let's do one more at speed. So in this run, I get a pretty good approach to it, and you'll notice I'll just let my momentum take me. No braking at all on that first run. Notice I'm keeping my weight back on the bike, and also making sure I'm looking where I want to go and not where I don't want to go. Weight is well back. You can see I'm almost hitting the back tire with my backside in that one. Let's take a quick look at a couple more just so you have a clear look at the line where you're trying to direct your bike. One from first person perspective. And one more look at the line, and then maybe we talk about what if you want to climb this feature. Maybe we talk about climbing this section as well. Okay, so on the uphill, I'm gonna have a pretty hard gear, so I want to come into this with quite a bit of speed. Okay, I realize that I don't have a ton of advice for the uphill other than just get a lot of speed and throw your weight up the hill and let the bike come sort of follow underneath of you. So maybe if you just watch it, it will make sense. but I can't really describe exactly how to do the uphill other than lots of speed. If you're starting to get comfortable with this section, take a look to your right and you'll see this other alternate line. Just a slightly bigger rock roll, a little bit more intimidating, but all the same principles, and it's a lot of fun. That's all I got for today. If you've liked this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you've got any other ideas of areas around the Hawes or South Mountain area that you'd like to see kind of a little bit of a tutorial, figure out how to get through them, feel free to put a comment and I'll go check them out. Have a great day and keep on riding. And don't forget to send it.